Your head is pounding again. Maybe it started after you woke up this morning. Maybe it crept in during lunch. Or maybe it's been with you for days now and the pills aren't touching it anymore. You reach for the medicine cabinet, pop another tablet, and wait. But what if I told you that headache might not be a deficiency of ibuprofen? What if the real problem is sitting 3 inches below your skull, in a place most doctors never even examine until something goes seriously wrong? Here's what they don't tell you. After 60, the 7 small bones in your neck, your cervical spine, start to lose the fluid cushions between them. The muscles that hold your head up all day, every day, get tighter and weaker at the same time. Blood flow to your brain can drop by nearly 20% compared to when you were 30. And here's the kicker. Most headaches in people over 60 don't start in your head at all. They start in your neck. The medical term is cervicogenic headache, which just means your neck is the criminal and your head is taking the punishment. Now, before we go any further, drop a comment right now and tell me 2 things. How old are you, and where in the world are you watching this from? I want to know who's in this room with me today because what I'm about to share works differently depending on your starting point, and I want to hear your story by the end. So, here's what we're doing today. I'm going to walk you through 15 specific movements that come from Japan, where people over 60 have some of the lowest rates of chronic pain in the developed world. These aren't stretches you hold for 30 seconds while you zone out. These are micro movements, most of them taking 15 seconds or less, that reset the tension patterns in your neck, open up blood flow to your brain, and in many cases, stop a headache in its tracks before it even gets going. I've ranked them from simple to powerful. Number 2 is going to surprise you because it involves your eyes, not your neck. And number 1, the 15-second move in the title, is so effective that I've had people tell me it worked faster than their prescription migraine medication. And it's something you can do in line at the grocery store without anyone even noticing. But here's the thing. Not all neck pain is created equal, and some headaches are warning signs of something more serious. So, as we go through these 15 moves, I'm also going to tell you exactly when to stop, when to modify, and when to pick up the phone and call your doctor instead. Because the goal here isn't to be a hero. The goal is to feel better, stay safe, and take back control of your day without swallowing another pill that tears up your stomach lining. Let's start with number 15. This one's called the ear-to-shoulder tilt, and it's the gentlest move on the list, which is exactly why it's first. You're going to sit up tall, feet flat on the floor, and without turning your head left or right, you're going to tilt your right ear toward your right shoulder. Not forcing it, not yanking it, just letting gravity do about 70% of the work. You'll feel a stretch along the left side of your neck. Hold that tilt for 5 seconds, come back to center, then tilt your left ear toward your left shoulder for 5 seconds. That's 1 round. Do 3 rounds and you're done in under a minute. Why does this matter? Because the muscles on the side of your neck, your scales, and your upper trapezius are the ones that get locked up when you spend hours looking down at your phone or your book or your knitting. When those muscles stay tight for days or weeks, they compress the nerves that run up into your head, and that compression is what triggers the pain. This tilt releases that compression, and research from rehabilitation centers has shown that even 1 session of gentle side bending can reduce reported neck pain intensity by nearly 30% in older adults. Let me tell you about Dorothy. She's 71, a retired librarian from Ohio, and she came to me because she was getting headaches 3 or 4 times a week, always starting at the base of her skull and crawling up over her right ear. She'd been taking over-the-counter pain meds daily for 2 years. I had her do this exact ear-to-shoulder tilt every morning while her coffee was brewing, just 3 rounds, and within 10 days her headaches dropped to maybe 1 a week, and they were milder. She said it felt like someone had finally unlocked a door that had been stuck shut. Here's your protocol. Do this move first thing in the morning before you even get out of bed, and again in the evening before dinner. If you feel a sharp shooting pain or any numbness in your arm, stop immediately and get it checked out. That's not a muscle problem, that's a nerve problem, and it needs professional eyes. But if all you feel is a gentle stretch and a sense of release, you're on the right track. Now let's move to number 14, the chin tuck reset. This one looks almost silly, and that's part of why it works, because you can do it anywhere and no one will think twice. You're sitting or standing and you're going to pull your chin straight back like you're trying to make a double chin on purpose. Your head doesn't tilt up or down, it just glides backward. You'll feel the back of your neck lengthen. Hold that for 5 seconds, relax, and repeat 10 times. The whole thing takes about a minute. Here's the problem this solves. Most of us, especially after 60, live with something called forward head posture. Your head weighs about 10 to 12 pounds, and for every inch it drifts forward from your shoulders, it adds another 10 pounds of force onto your neck muscles. So if your head is 3 inches forward, your neck is holding up 40 pounds all day long. No wonder you're getting headaches. The chin tuck retrains the deep muscles at the front of your neck, the ones that are supposed to hold your head in balance, and it reverses that forward drift. There's data from physical therapy trials suggesting that people who do chin tucks daily for 4 weeks see significant reductions in both neck pain and tension headaches. It's not flashy, but it's one of the most evidence-backed moves we have. I worked with a man named Robert, 74, former truck driver, and his head was so far forward that he looked like he was always leaning into a strong wind. He had daily headaches, and his wife said he snored like a chainsaw because his airway was kinked. I taught him the chin tuck, and he did it every time he stopped at a red light while driving. 3 weeks later, his headaches were cut in half, and his wife said the snoring was better too. He didn't change anything else, just that one move repeated throughout the day. Your protocol: 10 chin tucks every 2 hours if you're sitting a lot. Set a timer on your phone if you have to. And here's the modification. If pulling your chin back makes you dizzy or gives you a headache, you're doing it too hard. Dial it back to maybe half an inch of movement and build up slowly over a week or two. Number 13 is the shoulder blade squeeze, and this one connects your neck to your upper back, which is where a lot of hidden tension lives. Sit tall, arms by your sides, and squeeze your shoulder blades together behind you like you're trying to hold a pencil between them. Don't shrug your shoulders up toward your ears. Keep them down and back. Hold the squeeze for 5 seconds, relax for 5 seconds, and do that 10 times. Why this works is simple. Your shoulder blades are anchored by muscles that attach all the way up into your neck. When those muscles are weak or lazy, your neck has to work overtime to hold your head up, and that overtime work is what sets off the tension headaches. Squeezing your shoulder blades wakes up those supporting muscles and takes the load off your neck. In some analyses of posture and pain in older adults, weak mid-back muscles are present in over 70% of people with chronic neck pain. That's a staggering number, and it means that for most of you watching, your headache might actually be a back problem in disguise. I had a client named Janet, 68, who used to be a dental hygienist, and she spent 30 years leaning over patients with her shoulders rolled forward. She retired 5 years ago, but the headache stayed. She thought it was just age. I had her do shoulder blade squeezes every morning and every night, just 10 reps each time, and within 2 weeks she told me the constant pressure at the back of her head was gone. She said it felt like someone had lifted a weight off her skull. Here's what you do. Start with 10 squeezes twice a day. If your shoulders are really weak, you might feel them shaking or cramping. That's okay. Just do 5 reps instead of 10 and build up. And if you feel pain in your rotator cuff or your shoulder joint, not just the muscles, stop and get that checked. We're training muscles here, not grinding bone. Let's talk about number 12, and this is where we start adding a tiny bit of resistance. It's called the forehead press, and you're going to use your own hand as the resistance. Sit up straight, place your palm flat against your forehead, and gently press your forehead into your hand while your hand pushes back. Nothing moves. Your head doesn't tilt forward, your hand doesn't move back. You're just creating tension between the two. Hold that gentle press for 6 seconds, rest for 6 seconds, and do 5 rounds. This move is an isometric exercise, which means your muscles are working hard even though nothing is moving. It strengthens the deep flexor muscles at the front of your neck, the same ones we woke up with the chin tuck, and it builds endurance so they can hold your head in balance all day long without fatiguing. Research from rehabilitation medicine suggests that Isometric neck exercises can reduce the frequency of tension-type headaches by nearly 40% when done consistently over 6 weeks. That's not a small number. That's life-changing for someone who's been dealing with daily pain. I worked with a woman named Linda, 73, who had been getting headaches almost every afternoon like clockwork. She thought it was related to her blood pressure medication, but her doctor said her pressure was fine. I taught her the forehead press, and she did it every morning after breakfast. Within 3 weeks, those afternoon headaches just stopped showing up. She said it was like her neck finally learned how to do its job again. Your protocol: 5 rounds of 6-second holds, once a day to start. If 6 seconds feels too hard, start with 3 seconds and work your way up. And here's the key: the press should be gentle, maybe 30 to 40% of your maximum effort. We're not trying to win a pushing contest. We're teaching your muscles to stabilize. Now we're at number 11, the side neck press, and it's the same idea but in a different direction. Place your right palm against the right side of your head, just above your ear, and gently press your head into your hand while your hand pushes back. Again, nothing moves. Hold for 6 seconds, rest for 6, and do 3 rounds on each side. This strengthens the muscles on the sides of your neck, the ones that keep your head from tilting or rotating too far. When those muscles are weak, your head can drift out of alignment without you even noticing, and that misalignment is a setup for pain. There's evidence from clinical trials that combining front and side isometric presses can improve neck stability and reduce headache days more effectively than stretching alone. It makes sense. Stretching a weak muscle doesn't make it stronger. You have to load it, even if that load is just your hand. I had a client named George, 76, a retired mechanic, and he used to get these sharp pains on the left side of his head whenever he turned to look over his shoulder while driving. He'd started avoiding lane changes because he was scared of the pain. I taught him the side neck press, 3 rounds on each side every morning, and within a month he was turning his head without fear. He said the pain just wasn't there anymore. Here's your move: 3 rounds per side, 6-second holds, once a day. If you feel any dizziness or a rush of pressure in your head, stop. That might mean your blood pressure is spiking, and you need to check that with your doctor before continuing. Number 10 is the seated neck rotation, and this is the first move where we actually turn the head through a range of motion. Sit tall, and slowly turn your head to look over your right shoulder. Go as far as is comfortable, no forcing, and hold that position for 3 seconds. Come back to center, then turn to look over your left shoulder for 3 seconds. That's 1 rep. Do 5 reps, and you're done in about 30 seconds. Why this matters is that rotation is the movement we lose first as we age. The joints in your neck get stiffer, the discs lose height, and the muscles forget how to guide the movement smoothly. When you lose rotation, your body compensates by twisting your whole torso or straining other muscles, and that compensation is what triggers the pain. In some reports from geriatric physical therapy, older adults with limited neck rotation are nearly 3 times more likely to report frequent headaches compared to those with full range of motion. That's a huge risk factor, and it's one we can address. Let me tell you about Patricia, 69, a former teacher, and she couldn't turn her head more than about 30 degrees to the right without getting a stabbing pain at the base of her skull. She'd been living like that for 2 years. I started her on seated neck rotations, just 5 reps twice a day, and I told her to only go as far as felt easy. Over 6 weeks, her range of motion improved by about 15 degrees, and the stabbing pain disappeared. She told me she could finally check her blind spot when driving without wincing. Here's the protocol: 5 reps, twice a day, and never force the movement. If you feel grinding, popping, or sharp pain, that's a red flag. It might be arthritis or a disc issue, and you need imaging. But if you just feel stiffness that gradually loosens up, keep going. You're on the right path. Number 9 is the scalp tension release, and this is where we start to get a little unconventional. You're going to place your fingertips on your scalp, right where your neck meets the base of your skull, and you're going to make small, slow circles with your fingers, pressing gently into the scalp. Do this for about 20 seconds, working from the center out toward your ears on both sides. Here's what's happening. There's a thick sheet of connective tissue called fascia that covers your skull and connects down into your neck. When your neck muscles are tight, they pull on that fascia, and the fascia pulls on your scalp, and that tension is what creates those vice grip headaches that feel like a band around your head. Massaging the scalp releases that fascial tension and interrupts the pain signal. There's some interesting data from pain. Research showing that even brief scalp massage can reduce tension headache intensity within minutes. It's not a cure, but it's a fast intervention that you can do anywhere. I worked with a man named Arthur, 71, who got tension headaches every time he did yard work. He'd come inside, take 2 aspirin, and lie down for an hour. I taught him the scalp tension release, and the next time he came in from the garden with a headache starting, he did the massage for about 30 seconds. He said the headache never fully developed. It just faded away. Your move: 20 seconds of gentle scalp circles whenever you feel a headache coming on, or as a preventive move in the morning and evening. If your scalp feels numb, or you have any open wounds or rashes up there, skip this one until you're healed. Now, we're at number 8, the suboccipital release, and this is a game changer for a lot of people. You're going to lie on your back on a firm surface like a yoga mat or a carpeted floor. Take 2 tennis balls, put them in a sock so they stay together, and place that sock under the base of your skull, 1 ball on each side of your spine. Your head will rest on the balls, and you're just going to lie there for 2 to 3 minutes, breathing slowly. Why this works is anatomical. There are 4 tiny muscles at the base of your skull called the suboccipital muscles, and their only job is to fine-tune the position of your head. When those muscles get locked up from poor posture or stress, they refer pain up over your head and into your eyes. The tennis balls apply gentle, sustained pressure that releases those muscles and resets the tension. Research from manual therapy journals has shown that suboccipital release techniques can significantly reduce headache frequency and intensity, especially in people with cervicogenic headaches. It's one of the most targeted interventions we have. I had a client named Marilyn, 70, who described her headaches as starting right where her skull met her neck and then spreading up over the top of her head like a wave. She'd tried everything: medication, physical therapy, even acupuncture. I taught her the tennis ball release, and she started doing it every night before bed. Within a week, the intensity of her headaches dropped by half. Within a month, she was having maybe 1 mild headache a week instead of 1 severe headache a day. Here's your protocol: 2 to 3 minutes, once a day, lying on the tennis balls. If you feel sharp pain, numbness, or tingling down your arms, get off the balls immediately and see a doctor. That could be nerve compression. But if you feel a deep, achy release and maybe a little bit of temporary soreness, that's normal. You're breaking up tension that's been there for months or years. Number 7 is the upper trapezius stretch, and this is a classic for good reason. Sit tall, take your right hand, and reach it over the top of your head to rest on your left ear. Gently pull your head toward your right shoulder, tilting your left ear away. You'll feel a strong stretch along the left side of your neck and down into your shoulder. Hold for 15 seconds, come back to center, switch sides, and repeat twice on each side. The upper trapezius is the muscle that runs from your neck down to your shoulder, and it's the one that gets rock hard when you're stressed or when you've been sitting at a computer for hours. When it's tight, it pulls on your skull and triggers tension headaches. Stretching it regularly keeps it loose and keeps your head free to move. In some analyses of stretching interventions for neck pain, the upper trapezius stretch is one of the most commonly prescribed moves because it's simple, safe, and effective. It's been used in physical therapy for decades. I worked with a woman named Evelyn, 67, a retired accountant, and she had a knot in her right upper trap that you could literally see through her shirt. She'd been carrying that knot for 5 years, and it gave her a constant dull ache that turned into a throbbing headache by the end of the day. I taught her this stretch, and she did it 3 times a day, morning, noon, and night. After 2 weeks, the knot started to soften. After a month, it was gone, and so were the daily headaches. Your move, 15-second holds, twice on each side, 3 times a day. If you feel tingling or numbness in your hand while you're stretching, ease off. You might be pulling on a nerve, and that's not what we want. The stretch should feel like a gentle, sustained pull, not a sharp or electric sensation. Let's move to number 6, the cervical retraction with extension. And this is where we start to combine movements for a bigger effect. Sit tall. Do a chin tuck to pull your head back, and then, while keeping your chin tucked, slowly tilt your head back to look up at the ceiling. Hold that position for 5 seconds, come back to neutral, and repeat 5 times. This combination does 2 things. The chin tuck stabilizes your neck, and the extension opens up the spaces between your vertebrae, which takes pressure off the discs and the nerves. It's especially helpful if your headaches come with neck stiffness or if you feel like you can't look up without pain. There's evidence from spinal rehabilitation studies that combining retraction and extension can improve disc health and reduce nerve irritation in the cervical spine. It's a bit more advanced than the earlier moves, which is why it's in the middle of the list. I had a client named Frank, 75, who couldn't look up at the sky without his neck locking up and a headache starting within minutes. He thought he was just too old and stiff. I taught him this move, starting with very small movements, maybe just a 10-degree tilt instead of a full look at the ceiling. Over 4 weeks, his range improved, and the headaches that used to follow looking up just stopped happening. Here's your protocol. 5 reps once a day. If looking up makes you dizzy, stop. That could be a vertebral artery issue, and you need to get that ruled out before continuing. But if you just feel stiffness that improves with repetition, keep going. Number 5 is the jaw release, and this is the one that surprises people because we're not even touching the neck. Sit comfortably and gently open your mouth as wide as you can without forcing it. Now slowly move your jaw to the right, hold for 2 seconds, move it to the left, hold for 2 seconds, then bring it back to center and close your mouth. Do that 5 times, and you're done in less than a minute. Why does this matter for headaches? Because your jaw joint, the temporomandibular joint or TMJ, is connected to your neck by muscles and fascia. When your jaw is tight, often from clenching or grinding your teeth at night, it pulls on your neck, and that tension travels up into your head. Releasing your jaw releases your neck, and the headache goes with it. Research from orofacial pain clinics has shown that up to 30% of people with chronic tension headaches also have TMJ dysfunction, and treating the jaw often resolves the headaches. It's a connection most doctors never even ask about. I worked with a woman named Carol, 72, who woke up every morning with a headache and a sore jaw. She didn't realize she was grinding her teeth at night until I asked her to check for wear patterns. I taught her the jaw release, and she did it first thing every morning and again before bed. Within 2 weeks, her morning headaches were gone. She said she didn't realize how tight her jaw had been until she felt what relaxed actually felt like. Your move. 5 reps. Twice a day, especially if you wake up with headaches or if you catch yourself clenching during the day. If your jaw pops or clicks, that's okay, as long as it's not painful. But if you have severe jaw pain or your jaw locks, you need to see a dentist or an oral surgeon. We're not fixing structural problems here, just releasing tension. Now we're at number 4, the neck flexion stretch, and this one targets the muscles at the back of your neck. Sit tall, interlace your fingers, and place your hands on the back of your head. Gently pull your chin down toward your chest, using your hands to add a little bit of weight, not force. You'll feel a stretch all the way down the back of your neck and into your upper back. Hold for 20 seconds, release, and do that 3 times. This stretch lengthens the muscles that run from the base of your skull all the way down your spine, and when those muscles are tight, they compress the vertebrae and trap nerves. Lengthening them creates space and reduces pain. In some reports from pain management programs, neck flexion stretching is one of the most effective single interventions for reducing the frequency of cervicogenic headaches. It's simple, it's safe, and it works. I worked with a man named Harold, 78, who had been getting headaches at the back of his head every single day for over a year. He thought it was just part of getting old. I taught him this stretch and he did it every morning after his shower, 3 rounds of 20 seconds. Within 10 days, he had his first headache-free day in a year. Within a month, he was down to maybe 1 headache a week. Here's your protocol. 3 rounds of 20 seconds, once or twice a day. If you feel sharp pain, or if your arms go numb, stop. That's a nerve issue, not a muscle issue. But if you just feel a deep, satisfying stretch, you're doing it right. Number 3 is eye movement resets, and this is the move I mentioned at the beginning that surprises people. You're going to sit still and move only your eyes. Look as far to the right as you can without moving your head, hold for 2 seconds, then look as far to the left. Hold for 2 seconds. Now look up, hold, look down, hold. Do that sequence 5 times and you're done in about 30 seconds. Why this works is neurological. Your eye muscles are controlled by nerves that live right next to the nerves that control your neck muscles. When your eyes are strained from screen time or reading, those nerves get fatigued, and the fatigue spreads to your neck nerves. Resetting your eye muscles resets your neck muscles, and the headache dissolves. There's fascinating data from neurology research suggesting that eye strain is a significant contributing factor in tension headaches, especially in older adults who may have undiagnosed vision changes. Training your eye muscles can reduce that strain. I had a client named Betty, 65, who got headaches every time she read for more than 20 minutes. She thought she needed new glasses, and she probably did, but I also taught her the eye movement resets, and she started doing them every 10 minutes while reading. The headaches stopped. She could read for an hour without pain. She still got new glasses, but the eye resets made the biggest difference. Your move: 5 rounds of the full sequence, every hour if you're reading or on a screen. It takes 30 seconds, and it's a circuit breaker for eye strain headaches. Number 2 is the breath-synchronized neck roll, and this is where we add rhythm and breath to amplify the effect. Sit tall, and as you inhale slowly through your nose for 4 counts, gently roll your head to the right, bringing your right ear toward your right shoulder. As you exhale slowly through your mouth for 4 counts, roll your head forward, bringing your chin toward your chest. Inhale again and roll to the left, then exhale and roll back to center. That's 1 full cycle. Do 3 cycles in each direction, and you're done in about 2 minutes. The combination of movement and breath does something powerful. The slow breath activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your body's relaxation response. The rolling movement releases muscle tension. Together, they interrupt the stress loop that keeps your neck tight and your headaches coming back. Research from Mind-Body. Medicine suggests that breathwork combined with gentle movement can reduce pain intensity and improve pain coping in older adults more effectively than movement alone. It's about calming the nervous system, not just stretching the muscles. I worked with a woman named Sandra, 74, who had headaches that were clearly tied to stress. Every time she got worried or upset, her neck would lock up and a headache would start within an hour. I taught her this breath-synchronized neck roll, and she started using it whenever she felt stress building. She said it was like having a reset button. The headaches didn't always disappear completely, but they were milder and shorter, and she felt like she had control over them instead of the other way around. Your move: 3 cycles in each direction, once in the morning and once in the evening, or whenever you feel stress rising. If rolling your head makes you dizzy, slow down the movement and the breath. The goal is smooth and calming, not fast and forceful. And now we're at number 1, the 15-second move that can stop a headache in its tracks. It's called the occipital lift, and here's how you do it. Sit or stand comfortably. Place both thumbs at the base of your skull, one on each side of your spine, right where your skull meets your neck. Apply gentle upward pressure with your thumbs, like you're trying to lift your skull off your spine, and at the same time do a very small chin tuck, pulling your chin straight back. Hold that position, thumbs pressing up, chin tucked, for 15 seconds. Release, rest for 10 seconds, and repeat 3 times. What you're doing is decompressing the upper cervical joints and releasing the suboccipital muscles at the exact moment when they're most receptive to change. The upward pressure from your thumbs creates space between the bones. The chin tuck stabilizes the position, and the combination resets the tension pattern that's causing the headache. This move has roots in Japanese manual therapy traditions, where practitioners have used similar techniques for centuries to treat head pain without medication. There's data from some clinical settings suggesting that manual decompression of the upper cervical spine can abort a tension headache within minutes in a significant percentage of cases. It's fast, it's targeted, and when it works, it feels like magic. Let me tell you about James, 73, a retired engineer, and he came to me because he was having headaches almost every day, and he didn't want to keep taking medication because it was upsetting his stomach. I taught him the occipital lift, and the first time he did it, right there in my office, his headache intensity dropped from a 7 out of 10 to a 3 out of 10 in less than a minute. He looked at me like I'd performed a miracle. I told him it wasn't a miracle, it was just anatomy. He started doing it every morning as a preventive move, and whenever he felt a headache starting, and within a month he was down to maybe one headache every 2 weeks, and they were mild. Here's your protocol: 3 rounds of 15 seconds, as needed for headaches, or once a day as a preventive move. The pressure from your thumbs should be firm but not painful. If you feel sharp pain, numbness, or dizziness, stop immediately. This is a powerful move, and if it doesn't feel right, you need to get checked out. But for most people, it's a revelation. So here's what you just learned: 15 moves, ranked from gentle to powerful, that address the root causes of headaches in people over 60. Tight muscles, compressed joints, poor posture, stress, eye strain, and fascial tension. You learned when to use each move, how to do it safely, and what to watch out for. You learned that most headaches after 60 aren't a deficiency of medication. They're a problem of mechanics, and mechanics can be fixed. Now, here's what I want you to do. Pick 1 or 2 of these moves, the ones that spoke to you or the ones that address the type of headache you get most often, and commit to doing them every day for 2 weeks. Not all 15, just 1 or 2. Build the habit first, get good at the technique, and pay attention to what changes. Then come back to this video and add another move. Layer them in over time, and if you do nothing else, do the occipital lift. Number 1. 15 seconds, 3 times whenever a headache starts or once a day to prevent them. It's the fastest, most targeted move on the list, and it's the one I get the most thank you messages about. Before we wrap up, I need to say this clearly. These moves are educational. They're not medical advice, and they're not a replacement for seeing your doctor. If your headaches are new, sudden, severe, or accompanied by vision changes, weakness, confusion, or fever, you need to get to a doctor or an emergency room right away. Those are red flags for something more serious. And if you've been getting headaches for months or years and nothing has helped, you need imaging and a thorough workup to rule out structural problems, vascular issues, or other conditions that need medical treatment. These moves are powerful, but they're not a cure-all, and your safety comes first. Now, drop a comment and tell me, which one of these 15 moves are you going to try first, and what kind of headaches do you deal with most often? Are they tension headaches? The ones that feel like a band around your head? Are they at the base of your skull? Do they come with neck stiffness? I want to hear your story because your experience helps other people watching this who are dealing with the same thing. And if you've tried any of these moves before, tell me what happened. Did it work? Did you modify it? What did you learn? Let's build a conversation here where we all learn from each other, because aging is something we navigate together, not something we fight alone.